Hello everyone, this is John from DroidDog.com, and this is my first in a series of videos answering your questions and fulfilling your requests regarding Google's Nexus 1. I will be adding follow-up videos to this same post at DroidDog, and I'll tweet about it whenever I do. If you're watching this at YouTube, click on the link in the description to see the DroidDog post. There you'll find the contact information for sending in your own questions and requests. I also want to take a quick moment to say, check out PhoneDog's One Pod Bandit. We've always got something up for grabs, and right now there are 5 Pantech Matrix Pros available. To win, just go to PhoneDog.com and click on Win Free Phones. Alright, let's get to it. Is the HTC Sense keyboard installed, or can it be installed? No, it does not come with the HTC Sense keyboard. As far as I know, that keyboard is strictly for Sense phones. It comes with the standard Android keyboard, and I usually replace the keyboard, but I've actually been using it on the Nexus 1, and here's why. You have the option to do speech-to-text input. So, for instance, on this search field here, I can speak some words and have them show up. And in some fields, you'll have a little microphone button there to activate it, but there's also a shortcut that you can use on the Android keyboard that you cannot use with other keyboards. And that's just to drag your fingers across the key there. And now if I speak into the microphone, it's going to transcribe my words into text. Let's see how good of a job it did there. I know I'm kind of off track for the question here. I'll get back to it in a second. And yeah, it got that all the way from me saying drag your fingers. Back to the keyboard here. So I did install it, but it doesn't look very nice on the screen. I don't know how well this is going to come across. But when you use this keyboard on a Sense phone, or on another Android device with the 320 by 480 resolution, it looks very sharp and clean. And you get jagged edges on this one. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. And up that close, it might seem like I'm being overly picky. But really, if you hold it next to the HTC keyboard on another phone, it's going to look rough and jagged. Oddly enough, the HTC keyboard looks great in landscape mode on Nexus 1. But going back to portrait mode, it looks jagged. When will the Nexus 1 be available on Verizon? And what I know is what everybody else knows, which is what you will find if you go to google.com/phone, and there it'll tell you that the Nexus 1 is expected on Verizon in spring. I wish I had something more detailed for you, but I don't. Do all screens work in both portrait and landscape mode, such as the home screens, menus, and settings? No, they don't. The home screens, as you'll see, oops, I didn't mean to do that, stay in portrait mode even if you turn the phone sideways. As for the, I don't know if you meant this for the menu, app launcher, no, it stays that way. Settings, that one does work. I think it's mainly if you're in an app. Sitting on the home screens, you can't do anything like that, and then it's up to whether or not the app supports landscape mode. So one place where this might be a concern is if you're typing into your search bar, you cannot go landscape there. However, if you open up a messaging app, start a new message here, and if I go landscape, it will work. Next question, how much memory is available for apps and games when you get the device? Well, this is the first time I've had Google Sync actually synchronize some of my purchased applications, so I didn't have a blank device the first time I turned it on. I've read that you practically get 180 megs. There's 512 megabytes of RAM and ROM, and you can see here I have 36 megs free. I have a lot of apps installed. It says that the total memory detected on my phone is 212 megabytes. So maybe with some other application files it's 180, but I'm not sure. Next question, does the Nexus 1 have multi-touch? No, both in Maps and the browser and pretty much everywhere else you're going to find these little plus-minus buttons to zoom in and out. One person asked about multi-touch in the gallery. You can go in there as well. And if we just go close up on one image, you'll see it gets confused when I try to do multi-touch because it just wants to pan around. There is no multi-touch. You've got plus and minus little magnifying glasses up here, and that's all you can do. Now, what a lot of people figured out on the Droid was that they could get multi-touch browsing using a program called Dolphin Browser, and it's free in the market. And guess what? It works on the Nexus 1. Next question. I get this with every single phone I review. People want to see me bog it down, open a bunch of applications, move around faster than the phone can handle so they can get an idea for just how powerful the device is. Android automatically manages open programs so that you can't open 20 apps and have them all be using your memory, residing in the memory at the same time. But I have been using the phone a lot today. I just installed a bunch of apps and have been testing out a lot of different things. So if you want to see me bog it down, I'll do my best. I suppose that the state it's in right now is as close as it's going to get. You will see occasionally a bit of a stutter. See if I can get it to do it. Gets a little bit non-responsive sometimes, but only for a second. I have been getting the application launcher force close quite a bit lately, and I'm not sure what that's due to, but then it just reboots, or I shouldn't say reboot, restarts the home app. Takes a minute to start up. And that's about the worst that I've seen so far on the phone, really trying to push it. You can see it took a second to respond there. Oops. I think that was actually the app that was not responding there. I don't know how much more I can do to this thing to bog it down. So there's the camera launching too. Move through some songs on the music player, and again the application launcher force close. So go ahead and accept the force close, and then it just restarts the home app. And I did run into that a few times before this attempt to crash things, but not very frequently. It's usually when I go into the market and I download 6 apps at once, and then I come and I send a text message, and then I open up the dialer. So, it's kind of excessive. It's not really realistic daily use that's causing it to do that. Okay, the next person wants to know if it has a smart spellable dialer. And by that, I think what they probably mean is, can you type in a name using 10 key and have the phone figure out which contact you're typing in? The answer is no. It just comes up with numbers up there. On a phone like the Hero that has Sense, as you type in the keys, it's going to create a list of contacts that match the letters that you've dialed so far, and as you continue dialing, the list gets shorter and shorter until you see the name of the contact you're trying to reach, and you can just tap it. So no, unfortunately you cannot do that on the Nexus 1. So I think that's going to do it for this video. I'll probably end up with about 4 or 5 total, so you can go ahead and send your questions to me. You can SMS me at 503-MOB-BARK. That's 503-662-2275, and that's for text messages only. Nobody's going to be checking voicemail or answering the phone. You can also @reply me on Twitter. That's phonedog_John. And no matter how you contact me, please include a tag. That's the little number sign right there. Hashtag N1QA. It helps me to sort through my messages if you do that. Alright, thanks for watching.